Hello again. In this video, we'll see where and how you can upload and access your files on Microsoft Teams, how to manage and customize the notifications the platform can send you, and explore some of the features of Microsoft Teams and the wider Microsoft 365 family that are designed to improve accessibility. Files that are uploaded into the Microsoft Teams application are stored in the cloud using Microsoft 365's SharePoint document management application. Being in the cloud means that files are not stored on your work machine itself, on its hard drive, but that you and anyone else you choose to allow can access your files via the internet. This allows you the flexibility to access your work wherever you might be in the world, and because you're not tied to a single physical storage device. For those of us who are more used to shared network drives, which is how everything was done until quite recently, the way that Teams organizes itself can seem a little strange at first. Within a network drive, files are nested, stored within folders, within folders, within folders, but all the files have the same basic location within the top level folder. This isn't how Teams does it, and hopefully I'll make that a bit clearer. Within the platform, you can upload files, attach files to a channel post or a reply. The platform creates a file space for these areas at the point that they're created. So when you add a new channel to a team, a tab marked files, such as here, will immediately be visible at the very top, and it's usually the second item. These file spaces are specific to their channel, which can help you keep your files secure by allowing you to specifically control access and limit it to the members of your channel if it is a private channel, for example. This can save time as well. So, for instance, if you're looking for a file that was attached or uploaded some time ago in the channel, and finding the specific post it was attached to could potentially mean scrolling back miles up the channel's history, you can look in the Files tab and everything will be right there, like so. Within the university, there are several channel file spaces that local administrators have set up in a particular way, specifically for the filing of things like meeting agendas and minutes. The local admin will set up the filing structure within the channel's file space, where you can then upload your documents directly without having to attach them or post them somewhere else. We're using the School of Health and Wellbeing's Athena Swan LGBTQ+ working group channel as an example, as I'm a member of this group and I have access to the channel. And I want to upload the minutes from my latest meeting. Clicking on the channel, you can see the Files tab at the top here. Once I click that, you can see the folders added by our admin colleagues. Once we're in the file space, it's a simple matter of navigating the document folders, exactly like you would in a network drive, until we find the correct location, and then clicking Upload to add our files. The platform also allows us to grab a direct link here to any location to copy and share it, like so, and which can make finding or sharing any location even simpler, providing the person that you are giving the link to already has the relevant access. The three dots menu, as you can see, also allows you to manage who can access your files, depending on your permissions, and as well as renaming items, pinning them, or downloading a copy onto a local machine. Making changes to any kind of access settings within the platform, granting someone access, inviting them to a channel or a team, all of these things will send out notifications to those affected by default. The platform can notify people of updates via banner notices, email updates, or even audible alerts. Feedback received has suggested that perhaps the platform is a little too good at keeping us abreast of absolutely everything that's going on. So this section is just a few tips on how to manage your notifications to ensure you're getting the information that you want and not missing vital updates in a sea of messages of varying importance. The main control board for controlling your notifications is actually a screen we've seen before. By your profile pic at the top of the platform's main window, click the three dots and select Settings. This is the same screen that can be used to switch between the grid and list view for all the teams that you're a member of that we spoke about in a previous video. Down the side, there are various options for the kinds of settings that you can adjust, but for now, we're going to focus on the notifications heading. This is where you can tweak pretty much anything about how the platform sends you information and updates. If you'd prefer not to receive emails about activity you've missed, you can change this top setting to off, which apparently I already have. And by clicking on Edit by any of these subheadings, you can really get into fine-tuning your preferences. For example, if I click on Edit next to Chat, it shows me 4 settings I can change. That is 1, how the platform updates me when someone tags me, the at mention that I mentioned before. 2, when someone tags a channel or a team that I'm a member of. 3, when I receive a new message directly. And 4, when I receive an interaction such as a comment or a like on something that I've posted. And you can see the options that it gives you. When it says feed, what it means is updates that show within the platform when you click on the activity icon here, shaped like a bell, in the main navigation bar. Here. Banner notifications are those ones that pop up in the corner of your screen and provide you with the option to interact with the update directly from there. Using those drop downs in that menu, you can tailor your experience. And also worth looking at is within the notifications page, if you scroll to the bottom, there is a link to a Microsoft support page where it will go into notifications in more detail. Also worth mentioning, under the general settings, this is where you can control whether Teams automatically starts up when you start your machine. Feeling like you have your notifications on a tighter leash can be a real load off the mind for some. And there are a few other things that I want to acknowledge before I wrap up about the challenges that some colleagues can face using this platform and other Microsoft packages, and potentially some suggestions and tips to help mitigate them. So within our old friend, the main settings menu, if we go to the 3 dots and settings, you can see at the top here under general, you have the option to change Teams into a dark or high contrast mode, which some people may find more comfortable in their eyes and easier to read. There's also a tab for accessibility, which doesn't have that many options in, but is things like turning off animations might help people to be less distracted. That's certainly why that option is in there. And you can default to always having captions in your meetings, which is a good thing to do. I think I'm going to turn that on right now. Even though we don't really use Teams meetings, maybe that will change. So that's within Teams. I also want to quickly draw people's attention to a few things about Windows overarching things that they include in Windows that might be of interest to people who may not know about them. So I just wanted to finish off by showing you some of the settings that Windows has built in that apply to everything that runs within the operating system that may be of use to you. I did not know about all of these. So in order to open up the settings menu that you can see on screen here, just type the word settings into your search bar at the bottom left of your screen that is on the taskbar, and settings is actually an app on the most recent version of Windows. This will bring up a screen that looks like this one. Not all of the options may be available to you on a university machine, as IT controls some aspects of our machines due to security. The 2 things I wanted to draw people's attention to are the ease of access settings and the focus assist settings. So I'll do focus assist first. And in fact, you can see ease of access there on the screen, but I'm just going to type Focus Assist and you can see these two options come up. So I'm going to click Focus Assist. And what Focus Assist does is overarchingly controls notifications, keeps them under control. You can set timings, rules, things that, what's the word? Conditions for when you would be okay being disturbed, or when you completely, absolutely don't want any kind of disturbance. That is something that Focus Assist can help you with. Ease of access contains all of Microsoft's accessibility tools, such as the size of the font, the type of mouse pointer you might have, things like colorblind mode, high contrast, things like having somebody read the text to you. These can be activated here. If they can't be activated here because they are locked by IT, I would be very surprised. But if you do have any issues, simply raise an IT help desk request and somebody will assist you. And that's all I've got for you. So I hope this was interesting. Maybe you learnt a couple of things. I wasn't going into too much detail, but hopefully it was a little bit entertaining, a bit interesting, bit less dry than just reading an article. I must reiterate that there are so many good resources for Teams training on Microsoft's own pages. I went through some of them preparing for this, but they go into so much detail that there was no way I could include even a quarter of what they covered. So those are all available anytime you want to go and look for them. Thank you for sitting through all of these if you did. You may notice that my dog has appeared. I can never do anything for too long without her wanting to get involved. Stop. Alas, she hasn't passed any kind of computing qualifications, so she was not allowed to assist me with the with the content. Thanks again, and good luck with Teams, and I'll see you around.